on over here. Energy.
It's two.
The microphone. Welcome in, Lacy.
Thank you.
It's a Wednesday.
It sure is.
And you know what's funny? I don't know what time, because I'm not doing 2-hour shows. I've decided that everyone's getting a new show every day.
Okay.
It could be 30 minutes. It could be an hour.
That's like Netflix or, where they can just make their show however long they want and you have to deal with it.
Yeah, I realized, why am I combating to AM conformities in a digital world?
Yeah.
I think the guy that made AM is no longer with us.
Okay, what does AM actually mean?
Oh, don't do that to me. And I went to school for this. That was like the first lesson.
Well, because in my head it's at morning and PM is past morning, but I don't think that's right. I think that's just the way that I remember it in my head. It can't be right.
It means ante-meridium in time.
Okay. So
in radio, it means...
not at morning.
Amplitude modulation.
Okay,
I did not get that question right on the test from Mike Lemons. I can tell you that much.
Well, it's morning when y'all are seeing this.
It is. I'm going to be on a beach on a Wednesday.
Oh, nice.
Both Wednesdays I'll be on a beach.
Good.
We're so excited. Listen, the wedding, thank you for coming to the wedding, by the way.
You're welcome. I'm so excited about it.
Really excited to see you guys. We're just exhausted.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it's so bad because I had a meeting today. And in the last couple of days, I just want to say I haven't done this yet. Thank you to everyone that's really been so supportive all week. Can't wait to see you on Saturday. Everywhere I've gone, it's been incredible. We were in the convenience store. This is 2 weeks ago. Mm-hmm. In the convenience store. And the entire there was like 12 people in there. They all were going to the wedding. And it's not like they were there just to hang out. They were just getting drinks, or a soda and going.
Yeah.
Same thing at Post Commons today. And it's like, it's fantastic. And they go, are you excited? And I'm like, I don't say I say we're both excited for Florida.
Weddings are a lot. It's a lot of work. I mean, it's so fun, but it's so much.
Well, I can see why rich people go all out because they aren't planning it. They pay somebody to plan the damn thing. They just give the final approval. Like it's just a text message and you're good to go.
Right, just a thumbs up.
Yeah, no. And I've realized that I'm actually going to start a new concept of the show. I'm glad I can bring this up on the air.
Okay.
We're going to end the daily show. Seriously. 9 to 11's done. I'm only going to do weddings now because, God dang, the bill on some of these things is absolutely... I've had you worried. Yeah. It's incredible. Mm-hmm. I realized I'm in the wrong industry, but not everyone acts like Jackie and I about a wedding. You know what? The wedding, they call us the vendors and they say, and by the way, we're taping this before I leave.
Yeah.
They say, what do you want? And you know what we do?
What?
What do you think? Because we have no clue.
Oh.
So you guys just go ahead. It is your canvas. And we want to we'll add a couple of thoughts in there and we are good to go. It's like they're even surprised. They're like, are you sure? I'm like, no. Yeah, that's it. You are the pro. And I am, I host a talk show. You do weddings and that's your thing. You know it works. I don't want to be known as the guy with the cringy wedding.
Oh, yeah, I don't think
so leave it to the professionals. We aren't Bridezilla or anything. We're just kind of, we're chilling. But the stress of it all, with it being we're taping this 4 days before, is I have to do 2 weeks of shows because we have a 2-week honeymoon, which very thankful for.
Yeah.
But then we got to still get the marriage license. We haven't done that yet, and that's going to be tomorrow. We got a lot of other things to do. And I just want to thank Jackie for literally not just ending up on the Snapped show that has been around for 20 years now.
Yeah. Jackie's great. And I don't think she would end up on the Snapped show, but it's always nice to say thank you.
I push people, Lacy. That's the city of Halton. No. I love the fact, though, that you went above and beyond because you guys have had a busy couple of days. And And it's really, it means a lot that you're coming on the show and still filling time because we're taping 2 and one sweep of things.
One sweep of things, yeah.
And you haven't even written the articles yet.
Oh my gosh, yeah. So I haven't written the articles yet. And I had to get it in my brain too because I'll be here tomorrow to do the live show. You and
Vitality had the same problem. So Jackie Duty came in and did the same thing. Brought in 2 segments and she brought in one and she goes, well, I'll see you next Wednesday. or I won't see you this Wednesday, but we have next Wednesday taped too, so we're good, and I'll see you the following. I'm like, no, we had to reschedule everything. We got it done though.
Yeah, I had to like chart it out because I do the article and then I come in the next week. So the article I wrote for last week, I'll be talking about tomorrow live. And then I did research on the article that I'll be writing this week and next week. And then I'm going to talk about what I think I'm going to write about.
I think the segments are so cool because, it's so funny. I actually had we had a conversation with someone about, I wish there was more of a spotlight on local history. And I'm like, well, there is every week, we have this. And it's so cool because, I think it's so cool to go about because everyone knows like the Trumbull's of Alton and, the Douglas and Lincoln debates and everything else. But to really go through and like take just a week by look kind of canvas or a year by year in a way that you do and do it every week, it's really cool because I think there's so many correlations and so many weird ways to present day living.
Yeah.
And I know that probably 100 years ago they were saying the same thing about, 1826, compared to 1926. Like, they were older, but we're still had the same problems. We kind of do. And that's what's still so fascinating about all this years later.
Yeah.
What'd you write about this time?
I will be writing, and this is actually really fun. We've done this before. This is the second time we've like taped a bunch of shows in advance.
Oh yeah, when did we do that?
We did
Christmas.
It over Christmas last year, and I hadn't written the article, and then we talked. This was about the New Year's Eve article. I hadn't written it yet. We talked, and then it actually changed what I ended up writing about from what I thought. So it was fun to like have the feedback and go back and forth and then take that to what I wrote about. So anyway, this time I'm writing about a man named George C. Mould. He died April 25th, 1926. So that's how I found him, looking through the newspaper on the 26th. Of April from 1926. And what was notable, he didn't live in Alton anymore. He lived in Coronado Beach, California, but he was the fourth in his family to die like in really quick succession. None of them were weird deaths. None of them were young. Like they were all older, but it was just like, they talked about like a family almost being wiped out in a really short period of time. I think it was, well, it was pretty quickly. A series of 4 deaths in the family leaves but one of the members living. So I think in that it was like him and I guess 5 others, and then 4 of them died almost all at once. So that was a little bit interesting. It wasn't that interesting, but then I started looking more into his actual life. And that's why I wrote I'm going to be writing an article about him. So he was a ventriloquist.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah. And in 1896,
I'm a ventriloquist when I drink too much. I move my mouth, but it's still something comes out of there,
Are you good?
I've always done that. They always are like, yeah, CJ's mouth stops moving, I love this. Mm-hmm. Well, and, honestly, like, the art of being a ventriloquist, it's really... like that was one of the main forms of like entertainment.
Oh yeah, people loved it.
It's incredible. When did it die out? When did the puppets become creepy?
Well, there's a question. Have they always been creepy?
Well,
because there are still ventriloquists.
Are there? Oh, Jeff Dunham.
Yeah.
But now it's a different form of ventriloquy.
What do you mean?
Because those puppets are like characters. Like, I feel like everyone else was just kind of like the old Night of the Living Dummy thing from Goosebumps.
Oh, no, he had characters.
Did he really?
Yeah.
So like it was all like Jeff Dunham. See, I'm learning new today.
Yeah, learning all about ventriloquy.
Learning new today.
So, okay, this is crazy. And it didn't work out the way he wanted it to. But he was planning to do a 4 years trip around the world silent, making money as a ventriloquist.
4 years.
For 4 years.
What president was he mad at?
Right. Right. So he started in 1896. He was living in Wichita, Kansas at the time. And he started at midnight for his 4-year trip around the world, accompanied by his press agent. And they had this big crowd at midnight at Cash Henderson's store. I don't know what kind of store it was, but it says Bob Kennard, who was his press agent, dressed Mr. Mould in his clown suit After this, Mr. George Bergman presented him with a box of chewing gum, which Mr. Mold will sell in order to make money to start his around the world trip. And it describes his costume. It was made of black silk trimmed with old gold ruffles and spots. The style is the regulation clown costume, and with his comically designed makeup, he appears as though he had trod the sawdust ring for a lifetime instead of it being his first attempt. So I think he was already doing ventriloquy, but this was his first time also dressing as a clown. And it said in each hand he carried a ventriloquial figure. He had Danny and Joe, and they would carry on a conversation, and it says it was impossible to discover a muscle in Mold's face moving, nor was there any straining of the facial muscles to hide the effort. So he's apparently just communicating through Joe and Danny, and planned to for 4 years. It was a wager. The wager was that he would do it for 4 years, and I think he was going to make $10,000.
Wow.
But I don't quite know who put this wager together, because it said to win the wager, it will be necessary that he earn $13.75 for each day in the 4 years. But that's not a wager. That's just earning money as you go on in around the world tour. I don't know. But he got sick and ended up not being able to do the whole thing. Did come through all of them.
Could you imagine if you had laryngitis as a ventriloquist? You know?
Oh, no. Yeah. And CJ, my first thought was that would be fine. You don't have to talk.
Yeah.
No, literally, it's not a joke. I was like, well, if you're gonna have laryngitis, that's the right time. It's not. That would be very bad.
I have some updates for you on when ventriloquism.
Oh, here we go.
This is the actual type. Ventriloquism began to disperse. Post-war, although popular in the 50s and 60s, the act began to feel dated in the 70s, and then the horror movies started.
Oh, they didn't have any ventriloquy horror movies before that?
The rise of horror films featuring killer dolls, such as 1978 film The Magic was what they're kind of calling one of the first, real, mainstream, because there's obviously doll movies before and all that, but the real, people at least noticed it and talked about it. And then it pushed the art into a dark magic angle.
Okay.
Is what they're calling it, and then making it less popular as wholesale family entertainment. And they said Terry Factor, winning America's Got Talent, helped in 2007. He was a ventriloquist. And then Jeff Dunham on YouTube was why we're back in, at least talking about two of them.
Yeah. It makes sense though, because I think dolls used to be seen as less creepy.
Have you gone to an antique store and seen some of those? How the hell did those kids kiss on those things? It's beyond me. Oh my goodness, they follow you?
It's like the uncanny valley, when something looks too close to being human, but not quite human.
Yeah. It's Annabelle's a real story to me. They can say that was a little derived all they want. Yeah. There's something about an antique doll that just says you've been haunted.
Yeah.
Yeah,
no, I agree.
And I feel like, you name me a ventriloquist that's normal.
Well,
you can say the same about talk show hosts. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying I'm better than them, but it takes a toll on the mental state, I'm sure.
Because,
you know what I'm saying? Because you're switching through personalities, nonetheless. Now I'm sure it's a lot easier because, people have done it in trial and error, but I'm sure that there's been a couple of people that have had some hard time snapping out of it.
Well, and especially if you have an act where, the ventriloquist dummies are, mean, or say things that, it would be impolite for a person to say, and it's but it's funny because it's the dummy. Yeah. But, are you using that to say things, or can you separate yourself from that entertainment?
I don't know. I just feel like it's one of those things where it's probably marrying a celebrity. You love them at first because they're on camera and everyone else loves them, but then you're wow, there is a whole mess of you when you come home. You know what I'm saying? The character can only go so far.
Yeah, this is a little different.
Only assuming.
Right. Even acting is difficult for me because I feel very uncomfortable being anyone other than myself. Yeah. And some people can do it and do it brilliantly, and I know that there can be that separation, but for me, I feel like I would get too into it.
My thing is I kind of, if I was ever an actor, an actor, I would be like Elvis. It's Elvis as a karate instructor.
Okay.
Elvis as a race car driver. Because Elvis ain't going to act worth a damn.
Yes.
You just know that Elvis is going to play the role of an astronaut.
Oh, I'll do that all day long.
Like
Lacy as a race car driver? Cool.
Yeah, throw CJ in the mix.
Yeah.
Like, I can be a popcorn vendor or a street vendor, like... Whatever the hell you need me to do.
You can sell ice cream, whatever you need.
Nacello, corn dog vendor. That'd be,
Yeah, we should just be doing cameos in films. Like, no one would know who we were, but Alton would.
Hollywood River Studios. I'm going to get in trouble. Okay, back into this.
Back to George.
What's your biggest takeaway on
Oh my gosh, this isn't even the craziest part. So one more thing about him.
Oh, yeah.
Is that he also was a gatekeeper at the Panama Canal Exposition. So in 1914, he sent postcards to a bunch of people in Alton like, hey, y'all should come out to the Panama Canal Exposition. And he would, I guess, let you in. It would be pleasant for Altonians who may visit the exposition to be greeted at the gate by a former townsman, and it is pretty certain that Alton will be represented liberally at the big doings. I don't know in what way. I'd have to do some more research on how we were represented.
What's the Panama Canal Expedition?
The Panama Canal Exposition is something I will be researching and then writing about in the article.
There we go. Stay tuned.
I want to say it might be a World's Fair-ish thing.
When was the Panama Canal?
Well, it must be 1914. Oh, you mean when was it open? Yeah. The exposition was in 1914 in San Diego. But I don't know exactly the details about it. Just that he was a gatekeeper of the grounds.
It was to celebrate the completion of the Panama Canal and San Francisco's recovery from the 1906 earthquake.
Oh, that makes total sense.
Does it really?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Well, because they would have had a couple of years.
I don't know.
Seems like it makes sense.
600 acres big of an event. Wow. It was in the now the Mariana District in Crissy Field in present day.
Okay, I'll have to look that up.
They showcased new technologies like cars, planes, and the first transcontinental telephone call.
Oh, it was made there?
Like you called across the country?
Yeah. Was it a World's Fair or was it like a World's Fair?
It was like a World's Fair.
Okay.
It was it says the way they frame it is that it was a major World's Fair celebrating the opening of the Panama Canal in 1914 and also to help with the recovery of the San Francisco earthquake with 18 million attending.
Wow.
Holy crap.
Okay, if you want to know more, I'll make sure to put it in the article.
Wow. I mean, 18 million people.
That's crazy.
How do you count that many without digital?
Ooh, like clickers? Like
how many people had?
Well, there was a gatekeeper.
Oh, yeah. Now, though, here's where my question is.
Okay.
Were there 18 million different people? Because the World's Fair wasn't a day long. Or not World's Fair, but I'm sure this wasn't a day's long.
Right.
But still, I mean, I guess you would do the same if someone bought if they had WrestleMania on 2 nights like they do. If you buy one ticket, they still count you twice when you go in.
Yeah.
So, it's fair.
So 18 million visits.
Wow. The Palace of the Fine Arts is the only major structure still standing, but it was rebuilt in 1916 or 1968.
That sounds pretty. Was it rebuilt in the same place? Like, did they restore it?
Yeah. Okay. I like it.
Cool. Yeah. And then one more thing about him, but it's about his son. And this, I saw several other articles and I forgot to print them out, but his son, George Mold Jr., was living in East St. Louis, and one of the articles I read said something about him being in a relationship with a woman and the relationship ended, and then she put his contact information in fireworks. Okay. This one says a friend of George Mold, working in a fireworks factory in St. Louis, wrote George's name and address on a skyrocket. The rocket was sent far down south toward Mexico and fell into the hands of a beautiful girl of a romantic turn of mind. She wrote a letter to the address given, telling George where she had seen his name. Later, she moved to Portland, Oregon. Photographs were exchanged, and a few weeks ago, George went from East St. Louis to see the girl of mystery whom he'd never seen except in the shadow of a photograph. And then they got married.
That's pretty darn cool.
Yeah. So this one says a friend of his was working in the factory. One of the other articles that I read, it was like someone he had dated was like, either like, here, somebody take this guy off my hands, or really nice guy, didn't work out between us. Maybe somebody else will, I almost hit that. Maybe somebody else will be interested.
This guy's been following me home for no.
Right, like,
get rid of him.
I hope it's a truly romantic story. I hope so.
This is going to be a fun one to read.
Good. Thank you.
We'll take a quick break and we'll come back and I'll wrap up this Wednesday. After this.